I woke up with $10 million in my bank account. Here's exactly what I'd do in the next 30 days. Imagine this. Your alarm goes off on a perfectly normal morning. You grab your phone, still half asleep, and open your banking app. At first, you think your eyes are playing tricks on you. You rub them once, then twice. You refresh the screen, but the number doesn't change. $10 million. No lottery ticket, no rich uncle, no email, no explanation, just $10 million sitting in your account. Now be honest. What's the first thing you'd do? Would you quit your job, buy a Lamborghini, book a first-class flight to Dubai, or would you panic? Because believe it or not, the first 30 days after becoming rich overnight could decide whether you stay rich forever or lose everything. Let's find out. Chapter 1. The first hour. Most people think becoming rich would be the happiest moment of their lives. I don't think so. The first emotion would probably be fear. I'd immediately wonder, is this a banking mistake? Did someone accidentally transfer this? Can the government freeze my account? Am I being scammed? The worst thing I could do is start spending money immediately. Imagine buying a mansion and then getting a phone call saying the transfer was an error. Now you're stuck with bills you can't pay. So during the first hour, I wouldn't spend a single dollar. I'd call my bank. I'd ask them to verify every detail. I'd wait until I'd written confirmation that the money legally belongs to me. Only then would I allow myself to believe it. But even then, a much bigger challenge would begin. Chapter 2. The secret that could save millions. Let's say the bank confirms it. The money is yours. Now what? Surprisingly, I wouldn't tell anyone. Not my friends, not distant relatives, not even social media. Because money changes people faster than almost anything else. People you haven't spoken to in years suddenly remember you. Old classmates want to catch up. Business ideas start arriving every hour. Someone suddenly has a once-in-a-lifetime investment. Even strangers begin treating you differently. And here's the scary part. You won't always know who's genuinely happy for you, and who's happy because of your money. Keeping quiet isn't being selfish. It's protecting your future. Chapter 3. Why rich people build teams. Here's something movies rarely show. Millionaires don't make every decision themselves. They build a team. So during my first week, I wouldn't be shopping. I'd be interviewing professionals. A lawyer to make sure everything is legal. A tax expert to explain what I actually owe. A financial advisor to help me avoid expensive mistakes. Because when you're dealing with millions, one bad decision can cost more than most people earn in a lifetime. That's why the richest people don't rely only on luck. They rely on good advice. Chapter 4. The biggest trap. Now comes the moment most people have been waiting for. Shopping. Let's be honest, almost everyone dreams of buying a luxury car, a huge house, designer watches, private vacations. But here's something shocking. History is full of people who became millionaires overnight and ended up broke just a few years later. Why? Because they confused being rich with looking rich. A Ferrari loses value. Designer clothes go out of fashion. Luxury vacations end. But smart investments can keep paying you for decades. So instead of trying to impress people, I'd focus on building a life that doesn't depend on impressing anyone. Chapter 5. Making money work by the second week. I'd finally start using the money, but not all at once. I'd divide it into different parts. Some would stay safely in cash for emergencies. Some would be invested for long-term growth. Some could go into real estate. Some into businesses I truly understand. And I'd avoid investing in things just because everyone online says they're the next big opportunity. One of the fastest ways to lose millions is investing in something you don't understand. Money should become my employee, not the other way around. Chapter 6. helping without hurting yourself. Now let's talk about generosity. If I suddenly became this wealthy, of course I'd want to help. I'd take care of my parents. I'd make sure my family's needs were covered. I'd support people who genuinely needed help. Maybe fund education for children. Maybe support hospitals. Maybe create scholarships. But I'd also remember something important. If you give away everything too quickly, soon you'll have nothing left to give. Real generosity isn't about one emotional moment, it's about creating something that keeps helping people for years. Chapter 7: The Lifestyle Upgrade. After creating a financial plan, now I'd finally enjoy life. Yes, I'd buy a comfortable home. I'd travel to countries I've always dreamed of visiting. I'd experience things money can buy, but here's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't try to prove to strangers that I'm successful. Because real wealth is quiet. It doesn't need to shout. The happiest millionaires often drive ordinary cars, wear simple clothes, and live peacefully. Not because they can't afford luxury, but because they don't need other people's approval. Chapter 8. The greatest lesson. Now imagine. 30 days have passed. You look back. You didn't waste the money. You didn't fall for scams. You didn't become famous overnight. You didn't buy everything you ever wanted. Instead, you built a foundation that could support you for the rest of your life. And that's when you realize something surprising. The biggest benefit of having $10 million isn't the cars, or the houses, or the vacations. It's freedom. Freedom to spend time with family. Freedom to choose work you actually enjoy. Freedom to say no to toxic situations. Freedom to live life on your own terms. And maybe that's what being truly rich has always meant. So, if you woke up tomorrow morning and found $10 million sitting in your bank account, would you become richer? Or would your money disappear before the year ends? The answer doesn't depend on how much money you have. It depends on the decisions you make after getting it. Now I want to know, what's the very first thing you'd do if you suddenly became a millionaire overnight? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoy these thought-provoking what-if stories that make you see life differently, hit that subscribe button and join us for the next adventure. Because trust me, the next scenario might be even crazier than this one.